Welcome back. Today we are diving into the world of British numismatics to explore one of the most popular and collectible coins, the 50 pence piece. While millions of 50 pence coins have been struck and circulated over the decades, only a handful of rare editions hold incredible value today. These special coins can sell for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars in the auction market, depending on their condition and rarity. In this video, we'll uncover the most valuable top 5 United Kingdom 50 pence coins, looking at their history, unique features, collector demand, and of course, their current market value in dollars. So let's get started. First up, we are exploring one of Britain's fascinating decimal coins, the United Kingdom 50 new pence from 1980. While many people overlook these coins as ordinary change, collectors know that coins in excellent condition can hold surprising value in today's auction market. This video will take you through the history, unique features, rarity, and current market value in dollars of the 1980 50 new pence, along with some essential tips for collectors. The 50 pence coin was first introduced in 1969, replacing the old 10-shilling note as part of Britain's gradual shift towards decimalization. By 1980, the coin had already become a familiar part of everyday currency, used widely in shops, markets, and transport fares. The 1980 issue was struck at the Royal Mint during a period when Britain's coinage system was evolving, but the coin still retained its distinctive seven-sided shape. Although millions were produced for circulation, only those preserved in excellent, almost uncirculated condition have become highly desirable to collectors today. The 1980 50 new pence features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This elegant profile became one of the most iconic portraits of Her Majesty during the 1970s and 1980s. On the reverse side, we see Britannia seated beside a lion, holding a trident and an olive branch, designed by Christopher Ironside that symbolizes Britain's strength and peace. The coin is made of copper nickel, weighs 13.5 grams, and has a diameter of 30 millimeters, making it one of the largest coins in British circulation at the time. Its seven-sided heptagonal design was not only innovative but also highly practical, as it could be easily recognized by touch. While the 1980 50 new pence is not the rarest in terms of mintage, its desirability lies in condition and survival quality. Circulated examples are fairly common, but excellent or near uncirculated specimens are far scarcer. Collectors today are constantly on the hunt for such coins that retain their original mint shine, crisp details, and minimal handling marks. Over the years, many of these coins have been lost, heavily worn, or withdrawn from circulation, which makes pristine examples increasingly difficult to find. Now comes the most exciting part: the value. In ordinary circulated condition, the 1980 50 new pence doesn't fetch much, often just over its face value. But in excellent or uncirculated condition, collectors have been known to pay anywhere from $65,100 depending on quality and demand. Exceptional specimens, particularly those graded and slabbed by professional services, can sometimes achieve even higher prices at specialized auctions. For a coin that many people still consider common pocket change, this is a strong return for those who save them in mint state. If you are looking to add the 1980 50 new pence to your collection, always prioritize condition. Look for coins with sharp details, minimal scratches, and strong luster. Consider getting your best examples professionally graded, as certified coins often attract higher bids at auction. It's also worth keeping an eye on coin fairs, online marketplaces, and specialized auctions, as values can fluctuate depending on collector interest. Finally, always store your coins properly using protective holders or capsules to prevent damage, since condition is the key to maintaining and increasing value over time. The United Kingdom 50 new pence of 1980 may not be the rarest coin in British numismatics, but in excellent condition, it carries real collector appeal and impressive value in today's auction market. With its striking design, historical background, and growing demand among collectors, this coin is a perfect example of how even everyday currency can transform into a valuable treasure. So, if you come across a shining 1980 50 new pence in your collection, don't overlook it. It could be worth far more than you imagine. Next up, we're going to explore a fascinating coin from the United Kingdom, the 1982 50 pence piece. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem like an ordinary piece of change, but when it comes in very fine condition and is sought after by collectors, it tells an entirely different story. We'll dive into its history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, and of course, its current market value in dollars. If you've ever wondered how a seemingly ordinary 50 pence coin could fetch big money at auction, then stick around. The 50 pence coin was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1969 just before the country officially switched to decimal currency in 1971. This new heptagonal coin was unlike anything people had seen before, with its seven-sided design making it instantly recognizable. By 1982, the 50-pence coin was well established in everyday use. But that year is especially significant because it was the first time the coin bore the inscription "New Pence" replaced by 50 pence on the reverse. This was done to modernize the coinage and make denominations clearer to the public. The 1982 issue, therefore, marked an important transition in UK numismatic history. The 1982 50-pence coin is a copper-nickel piece weighing 13.5 grams and measuring 30 millimeters across, noticeably larger than the reduced 50-pence coins introduced in 1997. On the obverse, it features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, which was used on British coins from 1968 until 1984. On the reverse, the coin carries Christopher Ironside's classic design of Britannia seated beside a lion, holding a trident and an olive branch, a strong national symbol of Britain's heritage. What makes the 1982 coin stand out is that it was the first circulation coin to bear the updated wording 50 pence instead of new pence, making it an important turning point for British decimal coinage collectors. Now let's talk about rarity. While millions of 50-pence coins were struck during the early 1980s, finding a 1982 example in very fine or better condition is not as easy as it sounds. This is because most of these coins were heavily used in circulation for many years, meaning they picked up scratches, dents, and wear. Collectors today are especially interested in high-quality specimens, and when a coin from 1982 survives in very fine condition, it becomes a desirable piece. In addition, the historical significance of this year adds to its demand, since collectors often seek out coins that mark a major change or transition in currency design. So what is this coin worth today? Well, in average circulated condition, a 1982 50 pence might only bring a small premium over face value. But when it comes in very fine condition, collectors are willing to pay much more. On the current auction market, these coins can sell anywhere from $20,100, depending on eye appeal and grading. And in cases where an exceptionally well-preserved piece appears, prices can climb higher, with some auctions recording sales over $40,200 for coins in nearly uncirculated condition. That's a huge leap for a coin that was originally worth just half a pound. If you're looking to add a 1982 50 pence to your collection, here are some tips. First, always pay close attention to the condition. Very fine and above is where the real value lies, so avoid coins that are too worn down. Second, look for coins that still show strong details in Britannia's trident, helmet, and shield, as these are the first areas to wear down. Third, if possible, consider professional grading or protective storage to preserve your coin's quality over time. And finally, always buy from reputable sellers or auctions to ensure authenticity and fair pricing. The 1982 United Kingdom 50 pence coin may not be the rarest in terms of mintage, but in very fine condition, it becomes an important and valuable piece of British numismatic history. Its role as the first coin to feature the updated 50 pence inscription makes it a milestone for collectors, and its current auction value proves just how sought after it has become. Next up, we're taking a close look at a truly fascinating piece from British coinage history, the United Kingdom 50 new pence coin from the year 1979. Now, while the coin may not appear particularly glamorous at first glance, especially if you find one in rusty or heavily circulated condition, it carries both historical and collectible importance that has caught the eye of numismatists across the globe. Some of these coins, depending on rarity, condition, and demand, have reached surprising auction prices in dollars. Let's dive in and explore the story behind the 1979 50 pence coin, why collectors chase after it, and what it could be worth today. The 50 pence coin was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1969 to replace the old 10 shilling note. It was a revolutionary piece in British coinage because of its unique seven-sided, or heptagonal, shape, which was designed to be easily distinguishable from other coins. The 1979 issue belongs to the first generation of 50 new pence coins, the large-size version, measuring 30 millimeters across and made of cupronickel. These coins circulated widely until 1997, when the size was reduced to the smaller 50 pence we use today. The year 1979 was a significant one in Britain, with social and political changes shaping the era, and this coin is a reflection of that time period. While millions were minted for circulation, over the years, many have disappeared from pockets and tills, making original surviving pieces more collectible. The 1979 50 new pence coin features the classic reverse design by Christopher Ironside, Britannia seated beside a lion, holding her trident and olive branch, with the denomination 50 placed prominently. This iconic design is one of the most recognizable in British coinage, symbolizing strength, stability, and tradition. On the obverse side, we see the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which was used on UK coins between 1968 and 1984. One thing to note is that collectors often find these coins in less than perfect condition due to decades of circulation. Rust, discoloration, and surface wear are common, particularly because cupronickel can react to moisture and poor storage. While a rusty coin may not look appealing, it still holds collectible value, especially to those who seek historic examples of early large 50p pieces. Although the 1979 50 new pence is not the rarest coin by mintage numbers, it has gained interest among collectors for two key reasons. It belongs to the first large 50p series, and it's becoming increasingly hard to find in decent condition today. Many were melted down or withdrawn after the smaller 50p was introduced in 1997, which reduced the number of surviving examples in circulation. Collectors often chase these coins not only for their design and history, but also as part of completing full decimal coinage sets. Even coins in rusty or circulated condition can spark demand, since they are relics of a coinage era that no longer exists. Now, let's talk about value. The 1979 50 new pence coin in rusty or heavily circulated condition may sell for just a few dollars, often between $15,200 in casual sales. However, when sold at auctions, especially if the coin has historic interest or is part of a collection, values can climb higher. Coins in better preserved conditions, even if lightly circulated, have been known to fetch $25,100, while uncirculated examples can bring in $35,300 or more, depending on collector interest. It's important to note that coin values fluctuate depending on rarity, condition, and market demand, so even a rusty example can attract bidders who are eager to fill a gap in their collection of large 50 new pence coins. If you're interested in collecting the 1979 50 new pence, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always store your coins properly to prevent further rust or corrosion. Using acid-free holders or coin flips can help. Second, if you already own a rusty piece, avoid aggressive cleaning, as this can reduce its value. Instead, keep it in its original state, as many collectors prefer untouched coins. Finally, if you're serious about building a 50p collection, try to secure higher-grade examples now while they're still relatively affordable, because their value is likely to rise as time goes on. The United Kingdom 50 new pence coin from 1979 may not always look like treasure when found in rusty condition, but it carries with it decades of history, symbolism, and collector interest. As one of the earlier large-size 50p issues, it represents a piece of decimalization history that is slowly disappearing from circulation. Whether worth just a few dollars or climbing to significant auction prices, this coin has a place in the hearts of many collectors worldwide. Next up, we're diving into one of the most iconic pieces in British decimal coinage, the United Kingdom 50 new pence coin from 1969. At first glance, this 7-sided coin might look like just another piece of change, but in reality, early decimal coins from the 1960s are becoming highly collectible. When found in very fine condition, the 1969 50p has not only historical significance, but also a surprising auction market value in dollars. So let's break down why this coin is considered special among collectors today. To understand the importance of the 1969 50 new pence coin, we need to step back into the late 1960s. Britain was preparing for decimalization, a massive change to the currency system that officially took place in 1971. The 50p was introduced in 1969, replacing the old 10-shilling note. This coin was groundbreaking at the time because it was the very first heptagonal coin issued in the UK, instantly recognizable by its shape and size. It represented a new era of money in Britain, and as one of the very first decimal coins released, it carries a special place in history. What makes the 1969 50p so distinctive are its features. It is struck in cupronickel, weighing 13.5 grams with a diameter of 30 millimeters, noticeably larger than modern 50p coins. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, showing the young queen wearing a tiara. The reverse carries the design of Britannia, seated beside a lion, holding a trident and olive branch, a symbol of strength and peace. This Britannia design became iconic on the 50p for decades, but the original large-size version from 1969 is especially admired for its boldness and detail. Now, while millions of 1969 50p coins were produced, finding one today in very fine condition is a completely different story. These coins circulated heavily in the early 1970s, meaning most examples you come across are scratched, worn, or in poor condition. Collectors are specifically hunting for well-preserved pieces because they show the detail of the young Queen Elizabeth II portrait and the sharp Britannia design. With decimalization coins becoming more nostalgic, early dates like 1969 are growing in demand, especially for those building complete 50p collections. So, what can a 1969 50 pence in very fine condition fetch at auction today? In average circulated condition, this coin may only be worth its face value or a few dollars to beginner collectors. However, once you step into higher grades like very fine condition, the value increases significantly. At auctions, well-preserved 1969 50p coins have been known to sell anywhere between $25,800, depending on the sharpness of the strike and overall eye appeal. In exceptional cases, when the coin is graded and preserved nearly as struck, values can soar above $38,100 or more. This is a big jump from its original face value, making it a rewarding find for sharp-eyed collectors. If you're looking to add the 1969 50 pence to your collection, here are a few tips. Always check the condition first. The clearer the details on Britannia and the Queen's portrait, the higher the potential value. Look for coins that have minimal wear and avoid heavily scratched examples. Consider having your best coin professionally graded, as a certified grade can boost auction value. Finally, keep an eye on online auctions and coin fairs. Sometimes these early 50 pence coins slip under the radar, and you might be able to pick one up at a bargain price before values climb higher. The 1969 United Kingdom 50 new pence is much more than just pocket change. As one of the very first decimal coins issued, it holds a unique place in British numismatic history. In very fine condition, it becomes a sought-after rarity with a surprising market value in dollars. For collectors, it's a coin that represents both history and investment potential. It might just be one of these collectible treasures. Next up, the United Kingdom 50 pence piece from 1983 in fine condition. This is no ordinary coin, and for serious collectors, it represents both history and hidden value. The 1983 50 pence has built an extraordinary reputation in the auction market, where its rarity and collectability have pushed its value into impressive dollar figures. If you have one of these tucked away in your coin jar, you might just be holding a hidden treasure that is in strong demand among collectors worldwide. The 50 pence coin was first introduced in 1969 as part of the United Kingdom's decimalization process, replacing the old 10-shilling note. By the early 1980s, it had already become a familiar part of daily life. However, the 1983 50 pence stands out in the long series of coins because of its special circumstances. This particular issue was not released widely for everyday circulation. Instead, it was primarily struck for collector sets and presentation packs during that year. Very few pieces ever entered general use, which is what gives the 1983 50 pence such a special place in numismatic history. It represents a transitional moment in coinage and has become a star attraction for collectors who seek rare gems from the modern decimal coinage era. What makes the 1983 50 pence so eye-catching are its classic design elements. The obverse features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a portrait that defined an era of British coins. The reverse showcases the seated figure of Britannia alongside a lion, designed by Christopher Ironside, which is a traditional and powerful image of national identity. The coin itself was struck in copper nickel and retains a heptagonal, seven-sided shape that immediately makes it stand out compared to the round coins of other denominations. Collectors in fine condition particularly admire the crisp details of Britannia's shield and helmet, as well as the clean edges that define this unique shape. Even after decades, a fine condition 1983 50 pence continues to carry remarkable eye appeal, which makes it all the more desirable for those who specialize in British coins. The true strength of the 1983 50 pence lies in its rarity. Unlike other 50 pence issues that were minted in the tens of millions, this one was struck in limited quantities, with most being part of presentation and proof sets. That scarcity means that genuine circulation pieces are very hard to come by. When one does appear in the open market, collectors immediately take notice. The coin has achieved a reputation as a key rarity in the decimal series, and demand for it has grown steadily over the years. Fine condition examples are especially attractive because they show natural wear while still preserving the coin's historical and design features. Every serious collector of British decimal coinage aspires to add the 1983 50 pence to their collection, which explains why competition for it is always fierce at auctions. Now let's talk about what makes this coin truly exciting: its market value. In today's numismatic market, a 1983 United Kingdom 50 pence in fine condition can fetch $275,000, and in higher grades the value can easily rise into the million at auction. Collectors from the UK, the United States, and beyond are willing to pay strong premiums to secure this coin for their collections. The combination of rarity, historical importance, and timeless design means that values continue to hold strong, with the trend pointing upward. Recent auctions have proven that demand remains high, and prices consistently surprise collectors with their impressive dollar results. This is not a coin that goes unnoticed, it is a proven treasure in today's coin market. If you are fortunate enough to own a 1983 50 pence, the first thing you should do is keep it safe. Store it in a protective coin holder or capsule to prevent further wear, as condition has a direct impact on value. Always handle it carefully by the edges to preserve its details. For those still searching for one, patience and vigilance are key. Keep an eye on auction listings, reputable coin dealers, and estate sales, as opportunities to acquire this coin do appear but are quickly snapped up. When purchasing, authenticity is essential, so always ensure you are buying from trusted sources. Adding the 1983 50 pence to your collection is not only a wise investment, but also a milestone achievement for any numismatist. The 1983 United Kingdom 50 pence in fine condition is far more than just a coin. It is a rare piece of British history that has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. With its limited mintage, striking design, and ever-growing demand, it stands tall as one of the most valuable 50 pence coins in the market today. Whether you already own one or are still on the hunt, this coin represents opportunity, prestige, and financial potential in the world of numismatics. So, check your coin collections carefully, because if you happen to come across a 1983 50 pence, you may be holding a piece of treasure worth a big dollar value at auction. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare UK coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on valuable treasures in everyday change.